cosmological argument comes in a variety of forms, and today I'm going to be using a very simple version from contingency. It starts like this. Premise 1. Anything that exists has an explanation of its existence, either in necessity of its own nature, or in an external cause. Premise 2. If the universe has an explanation of its existence, that explanation must be God. Premise 3. The universe exists. Premise 4. Therefore, the universe has an explanation of its existence. 1 from 3. And conclusion, therefore, the explanation of the universe's existence is God. So this argument is a deductive argument. The premises will follow to a conclusion logically. So if the premises are true, the conclusion follows necessarily. The conclusion is unavoidable even if we don't like it. So for going over objections, we will start with premise 1, obviously. Things that exist necessarily are impossible not to exist. Many think numbers exist necessarily. Many mathematicians and philosophers talk about this. But other things are contingent. They depend on something else for their existence, like people, like us, or planets made of parts, or even cars, which is also made out of all kinds of other parts. They depend on something else for their existence. If this other part did not exist, then they also would not exist. And this can be applied to basically anything in the universe. Like everything is a contingent thing. Imagine, for example, that you're at a friend's house in their garage, and you find a wrench, and you ask, "How'd this get in here?" And he replies, "Don't worry about it. There isn't an explanation." No one would take this explanation seriously. Even if you increase the size of the wrench, that won't help either. It still needs an explanation, regardless if it's the size of my hand, or if it's the size of a house, or the size of a planet, or the size of a universe. It doesn't matter. Either way, you still need a cause for it. Some skeptics will reply that premise 1 is true only in aspects of things in the universe, but not about the universe itself, and meaning that it's true that everything has a cause for its existence inside the universe, but the universe itself is the exception. This commits what we call the taxicab fallacy. Premise 1 can't be dismissed like a taxi once you've arrived at your destination. So you can't say everything has an explanation but the universe without showing that. You would have to show some kind of conclusion or some kind of argument to prove that kind of claim, which is not substantiated. Now we can begin to move to premise 2. So if it's true that space, time, and matter had a beginning in the finite past, about 13.8 billion years ago, then the cause is a spaceless, timeless, non-material cause. Now, what could this cause be? Well, there's only a few options. And if we could look at it like this. It could be something like an abstract object, like a number, or it has the possibility of being an unembodied mind. But abstract objects don't cause anything to exist. For example, number 7 can't cause anything. Number 7 doesn't cause number 8 to exist or cause gravity to exist. Number 7 just exists necessarily, perhaps within a mind. So it must be an unembodied mind for the cause of the universe, as we can see here. And these are things that just continue to show what this cause could be. So it can't be anything just like an abstract object. It would have to be something a little deeper than that. Premise 3 is obviously true. There's no debate there. The universe truly does exist. Anybody that would deny that is probably in some kind of conspiracy line here. But as you can see, we can show how all of the things within the universe are contingent things. They depend on something else for their existence, and that's the whole point of this argument, is to show that even though all of these things depend on something else for their existence, that means they must have a cause to their existence. And if that's true, like for us and like planets and stars and everything that happened at the very beginning stages of the universe, then what it shows is that everything can exist. There can't be an infinite number of dependent things. You can't have an infinite number of contingent items, because we can see that these things truly are finite. We can see all the way back to the beginning stages of the universe with telescopes and astrophysics and cosmological studies We can see all the way back to the very beginning stages of the Big Bang and show where space-time began in a sense. And this is where we do the math, and the math continues to show the universe beginning 13.8 billion years ago, as I mentioned earlier. But when you describe it in such a fashion, what you're doing is you're showing, I believe, terrific evidence for God, because if it's true that there can't be an infinite number of dependent things, then that means all of these things exist in such a way like this. So, the conclusion is, it follows logically that God must exist. We can show this, that God is necessary, being that the world is contingent. Everything in it, from however big we want to say it is, how many light years long, that scientists continue to say. But it follows logically from the premises. But thank you for watching. Like and subscribe, and let me know what you guys think in the comments below of this argument. Thank you.